Okay. Now I want to do a little quick adjustment to this head. I was going to start by mirroring her head over, but I want to just get the shape match up a little bit more with what I see here because I like the roundness of this head a bit better than what I've currently got. And I like that better. All right. And I'm going to delete the instance that's not real. It's just half the head now. And I'm going to use mesh mirror. And this will copy this head, flip to the other side, and the X direction in the negative X direction, because that's what this says right here. And there we go. And make sure that nothing's getting merged together. I don't want being merged together. All right. And if I want to flip this over to the other side, I can't just mirror it because it is, well, I might be able to just mirror it. It's in the center, so I should just be able to duplicate this and throw a negative in my scale X. There you go. I'll freeze transformations. And delete my history. And there's the head. And I want to attach it to the body in some way so I can start making, the neck pieces. So I'm going to start by just extruding this thing up to the head and get that roughly in the right spot. There we go. And I'm going to temporarily combine these together. Combine and turn them both into a live surface. Put a little magnet right there. Now I can't select them, but I can still see them. So I can see that this is the live surface. And what I can do now, well, I want to do it from here, is find my modeling toolkit. Here it is. I'm going to use quad draw. I'm also going to turn on my symmetry in the X direction. What I'm going to do is every time I click, I create the vertex of a quad. If I hold down shift in between them, I can turn it into a face. So I'm going to do some retopology. To turn this into the part where the head connects. Yeah. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Maybe like that. Good. Take a bit of fiddling to make sure it actually works. Why are you ignoring the part that actually matters? Oh, because it's inside. Pull that down. There we go. I'm going to pull this out a bit so it stops getting stuck inside. There we go. And because I have the World X symmetry turned on, I only have to do one half, which is convenient. There we go. And I can make these kind of match up with the original head right here. And if I hold down Control, I can add edge loops inside of it. And then I can pull these away a bit further, maybe, to help with blending it together. And I'm going to start thinking about how do I want the neck to work? Well, I want to match up with this line right here. I probably want to pull these down a bit. Like that a little bit. I'll hold down Tab and middle mouse. I can drag down a whole bunch of these at once. Bring these down far enough that they'll be inside the collar. Oh dear. Did that get turned off? Nope. Something's getting messed up with the symmetry there. Fortunately, the shift is right next to the caps lock. That's why I keep hitting it by mistake. So it's well inside the collar now. So I'll be able to leave that as is. Oh, turning on. All right. Just stop doing that with Q. I'm gonna. I can't. You can't select this to turn off the make live. So I have to click it up here to turn it off again. And I'm going to separate these by going to mesh, separate. Let me delete my history. And this one I'm going to put back in the body layer because it got ripped out when I combined it. Oops. Right click, add. There you go. I'm going to delete the faces. They're being covered up. And now I can just snap these with V onto the original. It'll do both sides because once again, it's still being symmetrical. These ones I can't snap. I left a gap there, so I'm going to fill those in a minute. Combine those together. Get my history, and now if I double click, you can see that those are still separate. So I'll right click, to vertices, to vertex perimeter now just got the outside vertices selected. I'm just going to merge those. And then use my pen to polygon to fill in the gap. We use bevel to round out that a little bit. Annoying triangles right here, which I'll fix. There we go. There, now I got the segments. There we go. And now I can use that body right here and the full body image right here as an idea as to where I'm going to place the clothing. Do I start? Let's start with the smallest one, the one that's closest to the skin, and work outwards. So once again, I'm going to turn this into a live object. Don't need the head for it though. And I'm gonna, I don't need to do, I'm not gonna do the collar as part of this. I'm just gonna make like the blouse, dress, whatever it's called. So once again, find my quad draw. And let's see here. Here's where the sleeve is. And to save a little time, I'm just gonna jump straight from one side to the other. Get a rough idea as to where I want the sleeve to end, or attach, I suppose. And then I can add edge loops in between. Straighten those out. I start creating the actual shape. It'll match up with the body I laid out earlier. And so again, I'm not going to be using this body. It's just there to provide reference, so I don't have to try and figure it out as I go. Still not enough geometry to do that. I think I should probably add a few more edge loops going this way through it as well. It just looks too low poly to work. Hold down shift and click and drag, I can smooth it out and sort of even out this sort of janky poly placement. So it fits the shape a bit better. Spread out, make it a bit more even. Oof, got a little zigzaggy right there. By not adding the geometry here just yet, I can keep this a straight edge. It's being pulled across rather than in. I'll just add the geometry in later. It'll feel like I'm not getting enough here. More in there later. Gotta be careful of accidentally creating bad geometry when you're doing this. And if I just turn that off, I'm going to set that to multiple edge loops. Now I can just append across. There we go. I'm going to extrude this out a little bit, create some distance between where it is on the skin, where the thickness of the fabric would take it. Too much. That may be around here. Yeah, I'll go back to this again. I can make the collar bit right here. This should be a little bit easier. This because I don't have to worry about sleeves and things. I'll leave it fairly low poly for this time being, just to make sure that doesn't make too many dips in or out. I'll probably have to fix those in a minute. Yep, I was worried about that. Got sunk in, so I'm going to turn off that because I don't need any more. Pull that out. Pull that out a bit. There we go. Coming along well, I'd say. delete history on everything. I'll call that it for today.